no death. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one.
Everything you did brought you where you are now. Where you belong. Home.
They're coming. Our enemy doesn't tire. Doesn't stop. Doesn't fear. I promise to fight for the living. I intend to keep that promise.
Let's go. So, how you guys doing? Hi. So in my mind, I was like, man, I wasn't gonna let that whole video rock, but then I had to let it rock. We've been waiting a while. So, you have to look at this particular series, it's coming to an end, and I was like, okay, for folks who want to get up on it or to understand where to see it to be a part of the whole process as Game of Thrones comes to a close, I'm like, let me go ahead and show you how I have been watching Game of Thrones. And again, like I said, I have an Android device. It's actually an NVIDIA Shield TV, and I have been cut my cable now. Like say this Christmas will be 5 years actually. I think I would have gone ahead and cut it. Yeah. So let's get right into it. So what you're going to need to do, of course, is you have to download some apps to use, or one app in particular, app called Terrarium. But before we get there, I just want to ensure that individuals know that to run a lot of these apps, you need to ensure that you can install applications from unknown sources on your particular device. And actually, when I show you where you could get the Terrarium app from to go ahead and view the Game of Thrones or whatever else you want to look at, I'm also going to show you, well, the site will show you how to go through that process. So first things first, you're going to go up on your browser, and you're going to go to this particular link that you're seeing up here, Terrarium TV appdownloads.com. I am going to leave a link, or this link, in the description of the video so you could go ahead and get it. And of course, when you go onto the website, you're going to see this particular app. So this is the app that we are going to use to access our series, TV shows, movies, whatever we want to go ahead and watch, basically on demand. And then I'll show you how to go ahead and use it. But first, we have to go ahead and download it. So as I was mentioning before, primarily for individuals who have Android devices, if you have, like, say, one of those Android boxes, TV boxes at home, or if you also have maybe some individuals, sometimes they just use their phones and they view it that way. But this particular app is also able to be facilitated and work on a PC as well. But for this particular installation, I'm going to be looking at it, how you go ahead and download it for your Android devices. Of course, it's going to be an APK download, and when I go ahead and I click on that, it's going to, and when you see the link here, it's going to give you information. I'm going to go ahead and scroll kind of slowly. So this is an interface. We get into the interface, but the important part I was talking about is to ensure, actually, let me go up and click on the one with the TV box here, because the TV box will show for individuals who may have to go through the process to enable unknown sources, as I was talking about before. And this would be a similar process if you have your phone or any other type of Android device. You need to ensure it's one of their security settings, so you have to go in and ensure that you enable or disable that particular feature where you can install apps from unknown sources. So the interface is going to look like this on most Android devices. You go down to security, and then under the security tab, when you open it, you should see an option to install apps from unknown sources. So this needs to be done before you actually go ahead and download the file, the Terrarium app that we are talking about. So you have to go through this process first. All right, so once you've gone ahead and done that, you then need to go through the process of downloading the app. So that's why I said we could go back up now and we could look at that particular part. All right, so APK download, and we are going to look for the latest version of this particular application. They'll have some previous ones, but you always want to go ahead and use the latest version. So this is the latest version here, 1.9.10. You go ahead and you download. It's going to bring you to another site. Again, they go through that kind of process sometimes, and from there you go ahead and you download that latest version. Now I already have it downloaded on my system, so when you go through that particular process, you're going to go ahead and download. It's going to bring up the APK in a folder. You go ahead, it's going to come up like this. You go ahead, see, it tells me and we'll go ahead and keep it. So this is part with the harmful device. This is what prompt that comes up, but it's only going to come up because you did the unknown sources. So you're going to go ahead and save that particular app. After you go ahead and save it and download it and open it, it's going to show up and look like what we have here as Terrarium TV. Alright, so when you open up Terrarium TV, like I said, what it is, it's a really good application for individuals who want to watch either TV and or movies. So see on the interface here, I could go on. The default is on TV shows, but you also have movies. And it shows some of the latest stuff. Sometimes the shows or movies that they have, of course, will be pirated or cam versions. Sometimes when they come out on DVD, etc. And you could go ahead and you could browse. You could also go through the listing here to kind of shortlist to see any additional features that they would have that you could go ahead and look at. Alright, so of course, when you go into it, and I'll show how it actually looks when you get into it, and we could even use it for what we're kind of hyping up or talking about today, which is the Game of Thrones series. So I'm going to put up here on TV shows. Again, it's showing all of these different little TV shows. You could go ahead and save it, highlight the ones you want to have as favorite, and then, you know, I mean, it has everything, and it goes back to series. I know, like, say for my wife, she looks at Law and Order, and it's like all of the, this one right here, and they have all 20 whatever seasons on it. You could go ahead and view and get all of that information. So anyway, so if we just look at the one that we're talking about, you know, Game of Thrones, they would have basically all of the seasons. And the way how these applications work is that they would find where the actual sources or files of these particular videos or movies are online. They go ahead and they optimize it, and they allow it to be streamed without you having to then download said file onto your system. So you don't have to worry about so much, say, your hard drive space, but what you really need to focus on is your processor speed and your internet speed. That's very important with respect to the device that you're using and the internet speed that you have. Alright, so say if we were to go and look at, I know a lot of people are trying to catch up on the seasons before the new one premieres tonight, and you just basically go in, like I was mentioning before, you're able to see all the episodes that would have come up, and simply clicking on one and then coming up in the top corner here brings up all of the available links online that you can use to access or view, said episode. And again, they'll categorize them by the different quality and the links that you could actually get them available from. So I'm doing the search here right now. Now, normally it doesn't take this long to come up, nor does it only show, it's about 8 options here. Normally there are more options than that. So you just give it some time and it will bring up, it's searching the internet right now trying to pull all this together, and it will go ahead and pull all of those and show you the information with respect to the streaming. And then from there, all you then basically do is then select whichever one you want. The great thing about Terrarium is that it also allows you to play whatever movie or series you want to look at with subtitles. So similar to the features you'd see on other streaming platforms, either like a Hulu and Netflix and stuff like that, you could actually go in. That's a pretty simple option where you see what the particular subtitle file is, and you go ahead and click on it, and then from there you're able to then view it with the subtitles. So for folks who might be the one to play it back, they're not sure what the individuals are saying, etc., you could do that. But once you're there, you just go ahead and you press on the particular link. Screen is going to come up like this. It's going to do a little bit of buffering as it's pulling it together and doing whatever coding process on your Android device, and then it should start streaming any moment now. Oh, and there it is. All right. So this is just to kind of give an overview as to how this particular process works. So I'm not going to take it here too long before we get clipped. So I'm going to backspace out on that. But that just goes to show you how you're able to use, as I said, Terrarium to view not only this particular series, but as we go back here, almost anything that's actually available on TV. And like I said, both TV and movies. Again, the application process is, or the installation process is pretty simple. Once you go ahead and you ensure that you are able to install applications from unknown sources. Again, I'll leave the links for everything that's applicable. If you felt that this video was informative, you liked it, you like to see more, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment, and trust me, there'll be more videos going ahead and showing you how you could really truly maximize your entertainment experiences, and for little to no cost actually. All right, so thank you very much. See you guys tonight. Peace.